Okay, here we go. So today we are going to be setting up an audit log for this Laravel project that I'm working on. We need to be able to track who does what. And so let's go ahead and get started. We need to make a new migration file to make an audit log table. We should call this add audit log, probably. And here's our migration. And let's go ahead and create a new table. This is going to look something like this. We're going to call this audit log. Wow. Audit log. It's going to need an ID. It's going to need the user ID. So this is going to tie the action to a user. We're going to need like a message of what was done. Or yeah, let's just call it message, or maybe action taken. This is a message of what was done. String. This is going to be an integer. And then we also need our timestamp. So this is going to be like when something was created at, deleted at, etc. So timestamps includes created at and updated at. We also, these are never going to be deleted, and so we shouldn't ever need to worry about that. Audit log entries cannot be deleted. Don't worry about soft deletes, right? Because then it wouldn't be an audit log if you could just remove stuff. And then at this point, basically, we need to drop the table if it exists on this one. Audit log. Let's see, what else do we need? So we need an ID, who did the thing, what the thing was, the time that the thing happened, and that may honestly be it. We may also want to have something like because this is an entry, so we want like total winnings potentially. So for instance, like an action could be something like user A subtracted $50 from user B. Would be the thing that they're doing. It may be interesting to keep a running tally of where something was so that people can see. So for instance, having like the total winnings. So for instance, let's say this is at $100 to start. After user A subtracts $50 from user B, it would then show their total winnings at 50, because then you'd be able to track holistically what's happening, not just the individual pieces, but like where that leaves people. Because if you can't see the history of how things changed the course, you're only going to see like what's currently there. So you're going to see what happened after they did the thing, not like the ups and downs throughout time. So this may be interesting to know. I need to think about that for a second. We could also just stick that in the action to simplify it. Right, so this could be the message of what was done. It could say something like user A subtracted. So user A subtracted $50 from user B. Total winnings now are, now total winnings. User B winnings is 125, something like that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's simplify it. And I think that's it. So now we can do composer migrate. We'll migrate this. There it is. And now we just need to start creating some controllers for this. So artisan make controller, and we're going to call this audit controller. Okay. So here we're going to say show audit, let's see, public function show audit log. Return nothing for now. Shows the audit log records. Okay, so kind of like we did with the winnings here, we're just going to look up all the things. This is the audit log. It's going to be audit log. Ooh, we're going to need a model as well. Okay. So here, let's go ahead and copy these. The things that are hidden is going to be the user ID. No, actually, none of it's going to be hidden. It's all fillable. User ID, the action taken. And that was it, huh? Who did the thing? What was the thing? Okay. So now that we have the audit log there, we can use it here. So right here we can say use app models audit log, and we're just gonna get everything. Except we're gonna need to paginate this to like the last, let's say just some crazy like 100. Audit log, paginate. Let's just say 100. And then we want to go to an actual audit log page. So let's go ahead and quickly create that. We'll need a new route for this. So this is going to be audit log. It's going to be audit controller. And we should probably call it audit log controller to keep everything consistent. Yep, very good. Okay, this is gonna be audit log. This is gonna be show audit log. Perfect. Okay, so the route is set up. Let's go ahead and steal from this page. New file, audit log. Actually, I want to steal this table here. And it's not in a form, so we can just replace that. And we're going to say user. Oh, let's call this audit log. It's going to be the user, the action, and then the timestamp. We're going to call these actions. Or, yeah, actions is fine for now. I'll call this action and user ID. That's too bad. Transform these IDs into usernames. Then the next thing is the action, and then this is the timestamp. This is going to be created at. We don't care about the updated at. Okay, this page is done. So then the last piece that we need is to connect this back. So we're going to return a view. It's going to be audit log. And we're going to return audit log. And it's going to be audit log like this. Make sure that we camel case it. And in theory, that's it. So if we come here, we go log in real quick. We're here. And then let's add a nav link real fast. Get rid of this, get rid of that, this. We don't have a nav yet. I'm curious, is it just stuffed in here? It is. We can fix this later. So if it's logged in, it's basically saying, hey, here's the name, here's the drop down, and inside of it, there's logout. So before that, we want this route is going to be audit log. that. And we'll call it audit log. Okay. That should do it. So if we click here, it goes here. Because it pluralizes everything. And so here, we basically need to say that we need to override this model to say that the database name is actually supposed to be singular. So let's look that up in a previous project real quick. Let's see here, models, company. Okay, it's really simple. It's literally just this table, audit, log. That should fix our problem. Okay, perfect. And then the last piece of the puzzle is to call this what it really is, which is audit log. Here we are. So here's our audit log. We got nothing so far because we haven't populated anything, but the table is correct and it did retrieve no records, which means that the database lookup is working so far. So now let's go ahead and actually populate this with something. Something very simple. So this is to show the audit log. Let's go ahead and say something like, oh, I don't know. Add winnings lookup entry. This is a very simple thing. Probably doesn't even necessitate the need to have an audit log, but it would be, I think we should be we should include more than we think we need in here. So for instance, this is gonna say what is this gonna say? It's going to take in a phone number. And we're going to say audit log. Oh man. Having to remember here. It's been a hot minute. Right. Audit log. Let's just call this entry. It's going to be a new audit log. And this entry ooh, you know what? We need to come back here and make the user ID nullable. The reason we need to do that is because some actions may be like a system action. And so we don't want to, sometimes we want to assign null to this. So we just need to take care that if it is done by a user, that it's actually, that is actually assigned to a person. Otherwise it shouldn't matter. Okay, so now let's go ahead and migrate this again. That'll make it nullable, so that when we enter this here, it can accept nothing. So the action is going to be so we could even say user is going to equal user where phone equals the phone number that came in, and the more I think about this, the more that I want this. I want that to be a function somewhere that we can use. So let's make a user controller. We're gonna take this. I'm gonna say public static function format phone. And it's going to return the phone number that comes into this function. Formats a phone number to only digits. I'm gonna say it's a string because it can come in as anything, right? It can come in with digits and whatnot. Okay, and we don't need this. And so back here really quick, we can replace this with user format, not a user model, the user controller. It's going to be app controllers except we're already in this user controller format phone. There it is. Okay. Because we're already in the right namespace. Hey Kenny, how's it going? So we need to basically do the same thing over here, where we say that the phone is going to equal this. It takes in a phone number because we're going to pass it a phone number here in a second. Then we're going to look up that user, first or fail. I'm going to try to find it, and if we can't, yeah, we need to fix this. So let's look that up real quick. First or fail. Return. Ooh. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. Okay, so basically we're going to look up the user so that we have the name accessible to us. After formatting the phone number. So this is basically going to say the action is that the user name looked up their winnings, which is currently, and then we can say user winnings period that, and then we're going to save this entry, which will populate those timestamps for us, which is super nice. So let's go ahead and grab this and use app models user. Okay, so it's gonna save this for us. And then we want to go backwards. I want to return to the page we were on. Actually, this isn't going to do anything. It literally is just going to populate. Populates an audit log entry when someone looks up their winnings. The phone number is a string. It literally returns void. And so then when somebody actually does this, we go to the winnings controller. When somebody shows their winnings and it's valid, we're gonna say, hey, app, we're already in controllers. So we're gonna say audit log controller. We're gonna pass in the phone number. What are you concerned about? Non-static method. Static. It's static because there's no need to set it up. Okay, so now this is just a quick way that we can test this actually works. We can say winnings. If we turn off the validation real fast, show me the money, it says your winnings are $0. Now if I go to audit log, there we go. It says admin looked up their winnings, which is currently $0, and the timestamp, and really quick I need to fix that. Audit log. Okay, that's gone, and then right here, which is currently $ winnings, and right here we need to say which controller was this? This is the winnings. Actually, we're gonna end it there, have a period, and do winnings controller. Convert cents to dollars. And then we're going to add the period back like that. And I think we're going to need to do it again so that it formats the message properly, because it's storing it in the database like that. Okay, audit log, the second one now, yes. Perfect. Okay, cool. So we have a very simple audit log here. We're going to want to allow the people to search and sort. Eventually, we'll get there. But now we have a working example. And so yeah, that's good to go. The next thing that we need to do now is actually like add something useful. So I mean that's cute and fine, and people can see when people are looking stuff up, but now let's actually do something like clearing all the ledgers. So let's go ahead and commit this. Double check our work here. I should probably fix this before finishing that, so let's do that real fast. If we cannot find something based on the phone number, which, okay, let's actually see here. Hold on. We only need to fail here because this isn't ever gonna happen. Although yes. We should just say first. We don't need the try catch here. Look up the first record. If it didn't exist, it should have failed before getting to this function. And so then we only need to do it here. I guess we can technically just do this. Error. And then say something like invalid phone number, right? So now if we go to the winnings page and we do invalid phone number, okay, all good. So it's going to redirect back with the error and we're good to go. And I mean, technically, just to be safe, I mean, why leave a comment with something that hopefully doesn't happen when we can just protect against it completely? First or fail. If we fail to find something, just go back, say that it doesn't exist. Okay. So now let's double check our work here. We added the audit log controller, where we show the audit log. Let's make this 50. Let's make it 20 for now. Okay, then we've got the format phone number helper function, which we now use in multiple places. We've corrected the error handling. We add the audit log entry for looking up your winnings. We've got the audit log model. We've got the migration. We have the table. We do still need to fix that. We'll get there in a little bit. We now have it on the nav bar. And we have the route for it. Perfect. So add audit log. No time at all. Only took about 30 minutes to add the whole audit log. So now we can just plug into that. Now that it exists and all the logic's there, we can just add more to it. So let's go ahead and do that. Next thing that we want to do is add the ability to like wipe out your winnings, right? So this is going to be let's call this let's go back here. Clear all ledger. Clear. Let's just call it clear ledger. guess the question is what's ledger? A book or other collection of financial accounts of a particular type. So the ledger is all of the individual records. So let's just say instead of all ledgers, plural, it's just one ledger. So let's say clear ledger. Yeah. And we want to basically go in a for loop. But we want to update all records. We want to mass update all records. I'm curious if I've updated or if I've done a mass update before with Laravel. Looking real quick at previous projects. I have. That's cool. So we're gonna say we want the user where we don't even want where, we just want all. We're gonna get each, but this is for delete, I think. Update. Yeah, that may not be quite what we wanted. Actually, what if we just said users equals, we're just gonna get each users mass update Laravel bulk update. Laravel might have an upsert function. These are all really old. These are all really old. So we could say user where in we just do a for loop. Is there really not a way to do check if there is a more performant approach via Laravel, newer Laravel functions? I bet there is. For time's sake, let's just go ahead and do a for loop. We don't have any users right now, so this won't matter too much. Oh. Okay. Let's call this users. We're gonna get all users. For each users as user. User singular, user where the ID is the user ID, and we're going to update the winnings to be 0. Is that it? Resets all user winnings to $0. Seems too easy. Okay, so once we do all of that, then we're going to do audit log controller. Clear ledger entry. We'll say add clear ledger entry. Public static function this. And we're basically just gonna say we have the authenticated user already, so we pretty much just need this, a new audit log, the entry of user ID is going to equal auth. It might just be this. Let's go look real fast. Auth. Lowercase auth. User ID. The action is going to be ledger cleared. It may be interesting to have like color coding going on where, depending on what action was taken, like funds added is green, funds subtracted is like yellow, ledger cleared is red, just so that people scrolling through could, or like a severity level maybe, kind of like or like logging, you know, somebody could quickly scroll through and see, oh, somebody cleared the ledger, which is really bad in theory. Like that should only happen once a year at the end of the year. Okay, that should do it. And then now we need to actually wire up the front end, so we can say something like route post clear ledger. It's going to be app HTTP controllers winnings controller class clear, what did we call it? Add clear ledger, no, sorry, just clear ledger. And then name clear ledger. Okay, there's our route. Now we need to find where we stuck that button. Clear ledger. We want this to be a pop-up window. So we're going to need a modal, because we don't want somebody to accidentally click it and blow it away. We want them to confirm that they want to clear the ledger. So need to make a component, which should be fun. I wish there was a way on GitHub to search through commit history. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Well, maybe you can. Modal, then we go to commits. Well, oh, perfect, you can. Okay, so we're gonna come into source app, view, components, modal, like this. We're gonna yoink from a previous project, so I can't be bothered to rewrite it. It's gonna take in a title, an ID, the submit button, and the submit button class. These all look correct, perfect. This is the actual modal here, which we're gonna drop into resources, views, components, modal, like that. Perfect. And then last but not least, let's go find a modal. Oh boy, that is. I want a very simple modal. How about this one? There we go. Views. We're gonna call this modals. And this is gonna be the clear ledger .blade modal. Paste it in here. We're gonna say clear ledger, completely clear the ledger. Are you sure you want to completely clear the ledger? This will reset all players' winnings to $0. Clear ledger is the form. Hidden ID. There is no input for this form. It's just a button. And I think that's it. And then the last thing we need to do is include that modal on our page. Let's go back here. We're gonna do home. Here maybe. Modals, clear ledger. We're gonna have to move some of this around. And then last but not least is we have to slap that modal onto that button. So right here. We're gonna say clear modal, clear ledger. Okay, not quite. What else are we missing here? we could open up developer tools and see what it's screaming about. Nothing in particular. It just doesn't know what to do with this. That's too bad. It needs to be. That doesn't matter. Bum ba bum 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 ba 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 ba. Clear ledger. That's the ID. What else am I missing here? We have the component set up. We have the modal set up that we're going to use for this. We've included the modal on the page. Should work at this point. We don't need to register it or anything. It's included in the content. It's spelled correctly. It matches. Oh, do we need that? Does that matter? Let's see here. The home page. Kicks and we've also switched this to an A. We'll put that in there. Nope. Yeah, what is going on? Okay, let's check if the code. Let's check if the code is in here. Here's the content. I mean, so yeah, the clear ledger modal is on the page. So the problem is it's just not connecting to it correctly. So those match. Those match. This is the template. What are we missing? What are we missing? Oh, you know what? I bet we're not including. I bet actually, yeah, we're not including the Bootstrap JavaScript anywhere yet, so it doesn't know what to do. We have it all right, so we just need to include it in the footer. So resources, JavaScript, app. We're gonna go snag all of this. Resources, JavaScript, app. Gonna require that. And we're gonna delete this. Put that there. And then in the Vite config, we've got app, perfect. And in the, I wonder, did they move from Webpack to Vite? I bet they did. In some of my older projects, I've got a Webpack file here, but I think they've just straight up switched, which is fine. We'll refresh this. It still doesn't launch it. Why not? It did reload that. And although it built, I don't know, again, I still don't think we're actually including it anywhere, so let's go to Layouts, App. Actually, I added a partials footer here earlier. So now all we should need to do is grab it and go. Oops. Header. Yep, right there. Let's add header.play.php as well. Oh, that's cool. It's already grabbing it, and it's already putting it in here. So we may not even need to do that. Popper and jQuery, do we even have any of those? I don't think we need them. We shouldn't if we're using Bootstrap 5. We do have Popper. We don't have jQuery. So let's get rid of that. It just reloaded it. If we refresh the page, we're still not getting it. So let's double check, make sure that the head is including what should be the JavaScript here. It is. Apparently I can't find Axios. Oh, it requires not defined. That's new. Ah, crap. Because it needs import. that's what it has here. So let's try this. This and this maybe? How to resolve import? Can we just do this? It looks like it did maybe import them. This is all new. In previous projects, like I said, it used Webpack, so this is a little different. We need to fix this one too. In fact, let's just see what it had for Bootstrap. I'm gonna copy all of this over to here. Oops, I think I want everything. I want this. Save there. Let it reload. Refresh. Run. It doesn't know what this is. This is error. $sign is not defined. Oh, okay. Sure, let's go here. We'll get rid of this because those are long gone. Refresh. Still doesn't load. But I mean, we've got the thing now. We did the needful. Laravel modals. Oh, that's right. I think they changed these dumb names. Hold the phone, everybody. Let's go double check. Because I'm looking at a commit from months back, and then I updated Bootstrap on this project. I bet that's what it is. Yep, it is. Bootstrap toggle. Bootstrap target. That's at least a part of it. I mean, I'll be yeah, there it is. Good heavens. Okay, we're back on target. So now we can go get rid of this. Okay, so clear the ledger. Ooh, that's ugly. I need to fix that. Are you sure you want to completely clear the ledger? This will reset all player winnings. I don't know why bold isn't working. So we'll reset all players' winnings to 0. Yes, completely clear, no. Close, these closes aren't working. And I think very similarly, because the component data dismiss needs BS. And now they at least work, but this one is ugly. So we need to fix that X. Button close. Nope, not the close. Static backdrop, modal, fade, the ID. We've got the tab index. Label, aria hidden true. They've got some new stuff in here too. Let's copy this out. Okay, then it goes modal dialog. No longer do they have a role in there. Okay. Modal content, modal header. Then they've got the title. And then this button. We're going to copy that. That's cleaner. Modal body, modal footer, and the rest is the rest. Okay, and so now if we redo this, there we go, it's clean. Okay, fantastic. So now if we click this button, everything should go to 0. Portal break, love that too. And so let's go ahead and see where this we didn't tell it to do anything. So once we've cleared the ledgers, the message is going to be the ledger has been cleared, all player winnings have been reset, and we're going to redirect back. There you go. Perfect, and you can see here that it's 0, 0, 0. If we go to the audit log, that should have 2 entries. User 1 cleared the ledger. And in fact, we're gonna make this read like user and then action. So let's go here and say cleared the ledger. Right? User name, duh. Entry, user, wow. User ID, user ID. What? Hold on. User underscore ID is going to equal the user ID. Right, so if we come to winnings, for instance, and we disable this validation real fast. Okay, my winnings is this. If we go to the audit log, it'll say user 1 looked up their winnings, which is currently this. Now if we go say, hey, clear the ledger, yes, clear, it's going to take us back. The ledger has been cleared. Audit log, it says user 1 cleared the ledger. Perfect. Cleared the ledger. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now we need to transform IDs to users on the audit log, and that'll like complete the whole thing. So we could, there's a way to do this, and I've done it before. Let's find out how do we do this? How do we do this? I'm gonna show you guys what I'm looking at here. Although I'd have to log in. Ugh. Give me a second. I'll just find it and pull it over real fast. If we wanted to look at controllers, let's just say a ticket. There's a way to tell Laravel that you want, like, if you look up an ID, you want to get the actual name of the thing. Here I'm doing a join. It's not a join. Show name of ID Laravel. Oh yeah, that's right. So we can define this in the model. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. So, for instance, yeah, okay. So we're gonna say public function. We're gonna do it here actually. Public function audit log. Return this has many audit log entries, essentially, right? A user can have many audit log entries. And a single audit log belongs to a user, and if a user is removed or deleted, we still need the audit log entry, so we're gonna add the with trashed here. We don't even have this ability yet, but we're gonna add this so it doesn't burn us later. And that's not gonna fix it magically. That's the start. And then in the controller, with. With will eager load the relationship. Where will add a criteria to the database query which will perform more efficiently than a collection. What's this UC first? Does it matter? Is this just for this one guy's situation? I think that's, yeah. So on the audit log page, we basically just need to reference something different. For instance, the player, this is going to be the, this is an audit log. So the audit log has many actions, so we're going to say the actions user name. Call to undefined method belongs to with trashed, and that's because we have yet to say that a user model can be trashed, because we don't have this soft deletes bit in here yet. Not this one. I'm gonna sort these lines, and then we need to import soft deletes. And in theory, okay. Yeah, okay. This is good, and we're getting there. This is basically saying it doesn't know that the deleted at column exists, because it doesn't yet, because we forgot it earlier, which was dumb of us. So PHP artisan make migration soft delete users. This will add a new migration file. Very quickly, we're going to update the users table. We're going to add a single thing for soft deletes. I'm going to look it up super fast. Soft deletes. It's literally just this. And then dropping the column for the down. It's the column name is deleted at. And then let's migrate this. Good. Audit log user must return a relationship instance, but null was returned. Was the return keyword used? Let's see here. We want this. An audit log belongs to with trashed. I think we also need to say that it can be null. For instance, the error that we get is null. Well, let's see here. We go here. So this action is the audit log. We want to get its user and then its name. And some of these don't have one. We want to get the username if there is one, else it's just going to be an empty string. Interesting. Name. The action user. Do we need to go user? Oh, just kidding. By saying user, we're saying that whenever we call a user, it's going to look up the user ID column. ID. We don't need to define this. You should already know. Yeah. Just by default, it's going to look up the user record in the user ID. The user has many audit logs. Wait. Has one. I don't think that matters. Nope. It belongs to a user. Let's check out this error real quick. Return. Oh. Yep, right there. Return. Nice. There we go. Whoa, not quite. Oh, well, that's the whole user, which is what we specified. And now we can say name, and this will work. Attempt to read property name on null. What? When it's just user, it prints the whole thing. I just want the name. Oh, name on null. Okay, yes, this is where this comes in. If there's no name, right? So if there is a name, use the name, otherwise don't do anything. And this is more of like a legacy thing for development here. So how can we... Oh yeah, we could just do this. There we go. Mwah! Perfect. So this is the user that did the thing. This is the action that took place. This is the timestamp that it happened. And we are good to go. Okay, so now we've got multiple things in the audit log. We aren't using this. Get rid of that. Okay, so what we've done is we've fixed the user population on the winnings lookup. We added the clear ledger entry. Need to undo this. We added the clear ledger functionality. Isn't super performant, but it may not need to be. We added a relationship between audit logs and users. We added the soft deletes to users, so now they can be deleted. That'll come into play later. We added a component for a modal. We fixed our JavaScript. We fixed the name to ID transform on the audit log. This clear ledger modal pops up now and works as expected. We have the functionality that we need. We fixed the footer. We fixed the header, which isn't needed. So let's get rid of it, and we added the route to clear the ledger. So here we go. Feature clear ledger. Awesome. So on our checklist of things that we need to do, we have the audit log. We've got the button that clears the ledgers. The next logical step would be to now be able to click on a user and have a little profile or account page pull up for them, so that we can then take these next couple of actions, like editing their winnings and their details and things like that. So let's go ahead and let's break this up actually. So this, yeah, because we're gonna want like a settings page probably, so that people don't accidentally click this. Move that to a settings page, along with like adding employees is gonna need its own thing. Yeah, let's do this. So we're going to say settings.blade.php. We're going to paste that in. This is going to be the employee dashboard, or like table rather. Employee role, and let's do that for now. Role, user name. This is going to be add employee, and then that clear ledger button is going to be here. Let's remove this clear ledger button from the main dashboard. Clean that up. Settings. And then let's go ahead and add a route for this. Settings, show settings. It's going to be this headings controller, setting, and we're probably going to move let's see here. PHP artisan make controller settings controller. Let's move the clear ledger to settings. App models user, and oops, that's all we need for now. Winnings, save this one. come back to the routes and correct where this one is. In the settings controller. Perfect, and then now we need a new function, public function show settings. It's basically just going to return the settings page, return view settings. Shows the settings page. And it is going to, very similar to the home page, actually return everything where the role is less than or equal to greater than a player role. So this will exclude players, basically. So this is going to be employees. And this is going to be settings. And on the settings page, we need to rename it to employee. That thing is gone. Perfect. I love the hot reloading. And now we need to add a link on our layout. So we're going to append it right. Wow, where is everything? The audit log. Settings. 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 We did not pull up the database entries correctly, so I think it's less than is what we want. Perfect. We've got our admin. We've got their role here. This is dumb. Basically, we want to do change the role ID integer to a name. This one's a little different because this one is not a database model that we can just transform. We're gonna have to just hard code this one probably, which is stupid. But for now, that's fine. We've got clear ledger, which does the thing that we want it to. We've got add employee, which doesn't do anything yet. And we've got all of our employees here, which is a good start. So now we've separated employees from everything else. Let's add another thing here, call it the dashboard. Dashboard. And in here, we're going to rename everything that says home to dashboard / home. Needs to be / dashboard. I think that this will break. Yep. I'm going to rename this to dashboard. There it is. Okay. Perfect. So now we need to be able to click on somebody and go into their actual record. So before we do that, let's check all of our work and let's commit this one. We just moved some stuff, renamed home to dashboard, added the settings page, and fixed some routes. Perfect. So we're gonna say feature settings page and dashboard. separation. Okay. And then the last thing that we'll do today, or right now at least, is get us that you can click into a record. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's rename this to the dashboard controller. Okay. I'm trying to think. We probably need another controller. A player controller. So let's make that now. We're gonna call this show player. Just show player, I think. And we're gonna get the, let's call it a player, app models user. Shows a player record. Okay, so we're going to get the player where the ID equals the request ID, and we're going to hide the ID in the form to click onto it. And this is going to be player, and we're going to call this player. Right, and so because when we click on a name here, we want it to look up the record for that single player, but we need to do it with a unique identifier, which is going to be the ID, and so we're going to hide the ID inside of this record. It's going to be a form, basically, so that when we click on it, we can easily jump right in. So for instance, this is going to look like resources, views, customers. Yeah, there it is. So we're going to add a new, no we're not, because it's already on the dashboard. This may move around, but right here we're going to add a link now. And this link is going to be we're going to call it player, and then the user ID like that. Yep. Perfect. And then in the route, we can actually send it, it's not well, it is a form, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna send it on the URL instead. And so it's pretty straightforward, yeah. Over here. It's gonna be player, and then it's gonna be ID like this. Pretty easy. And then we need to tell it which thing to look up. Player, controller, show, player. It's gonna be player, I think. We may not even need a name on this one. And so in theory, then we need to grab the actual ID. I don't know if that'll work the way that I did it, so let me look it up again real fast. Show a single customer. Okay, yeah, you just pass the ID directly in. ID. This is going to be an integer param int ID. Like that. And you can see they've all lit up here. There's no player view yet. We definitely need that. Let's copy this, paste, player. I'm gonna remove all of this. Player. And let's just get a name on there for now. Player name. So if we click on this, it's going to break because property name does not exist on this collection, because we may have named it incorrectly. Let's see. So it did go to the correct URL. We're calling it player. That's all correct. We're getting the player where the ID equals the ID. That may be where it's failing. So we could, I don't know that we could var dump this. Maybe we can. ID. Int 2, so it is getting in there correctly. Player, let's get rid of that. We can also get rid of that one there. Why does it not like that we're trying to get the player name? Let's go ahead and just do player. Okay, it's the whole thing. Oh, it's a list? No, I just want the single record. Just one will do, thank you. Oh yeah, we can do find ID. It's a little cleaner. Yes, and that actually does what we want, because now it got rid of the list. Because we were getting all, which meant it was a list, and now we can say player name because, oh, not that. Say player name. Perfect. And so we can actually replace this bit up here. Oops. Like that. Oops. Like that. We've got the name of the player. And so we can now just like list stuff. It doesn't need to be fancy yet. So we can say an unordered list. Doesn't even need to be that. We could, sure, let's do that. And a list item is gonna be phone, and then the player phone. And the email of the player. They may not have one. In fact, players won't yet. And then winnings. Player winnings. That's it. We could say player sign up if we really wanted to. Doesn't hurt. Give them as much info as possible. Created at. And then we'll end this list. We'll save. Bam, we got some details. And classic here, we're gonna have to say format it again. Winnings. Oh, wait, where did we do that? Right here. We're gonna grab this with a $sign in front of it. Something like that. Okay. So now we've got some details, which is good, and we kind of want this in two parts. We want details on one side, and we want like the ability to add, delete, and set their record, their winnings on the right side. I'm thinking. So an info column. Yeah, we need to clean all these up too, but we'll get there in a second. Oh, I put that outside the body. Whoopsies. Does this help a little bit? A little bit. Puts it up. So now I can move this edit winnings button that doesn't do anything to similarly not do anything right here. If we click on one, that's fine because we're gonna remove this or rework it, but at least it's on the right spot now. Okay. We're getting pretty close. That gives us our player view. So all that's left before like functionality wise is being able to twofold. Edit winnings, so add, subtract, or set a manual amount. And then add and delete players and employees. And that's it. And the rest of it is good to go. We've got our player records. They can look their winnings up on the winnings page right here. And look it up. Admins have an audit log of everything that's happened. There's a settings page. So yeah, we've got the bare necessities pretty well worked out. We could add like a format phone number. That's not a bad idea. Over here. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's add this real quick. We've got the dashboard fixed. We've got our player view. So feature, player view, and controller. Okay, now let's add to the user controller we've got format phone. That's not technically accurate because we're about to add another one. I want to say strip phone number, right? Strips a phone number of anything other than digits. And now we're going to say do we have it set up so that it's only a maximum of 10 digits? I don't think we did because people could add dashes or whatever in. Oh, that's interesting. Let's go fix this then. Where's the... Oh, we don't even have functionality to handle this yet because you can't. We just have. That's funny. Actually, yeah, we don't have anything yet that we need to worry about because the only thing that actually takes in a phone number so far is this. So we haven't stored a phone number yet. These are all just seeded data. So we don't have anything yet that needs to ensure that they only put in 10 digits. So we'll actually need to do that later, but we can for now. Format phone number, phone, and we're gonna say formats a phone number in a human readable way. Alright, and so this phone number is going to be an integer, and so we are going to say we're gonna say split phone is going to equal, we're gonna split this into an array basically, and then we're going to formatted phone, and it's going to be this. It's going to be split phone 0, split phone 1, split phone 2, space, split phone 3, split phone 4, split phone 5, dash, split phone 6, this is super ugly, split phone 7, split phone 8, split phone 9. Return formatted phone. And then in the view, on the dashboard for instance, in the phone, we're going to put it in there, and similarly and this one is not winnings but user, and it looks pretty. The code is ugly AF, but there's got to be a way to say like take a slice take a slice of I wonder if it's like Python and we can just say like up till the second one. We cannot. Oh, we could do array slice though. That's not the end of the world. So we basically say that we take this up until spot number 2. Except we can't do that because wow. Because of this ugly syntax that PHP has. So we're gonna do this. This may be just as ugly, to be honest. Let's do that. Do we still get the first 3? We do. Yeah, I don't know that I love this anymore, but it is what it is. So we're gonna finish it off with this, a space, then we're going to say array slice of this from the 3rd position to the 5th position, and then we're going to have the dash, and then we're going to take an array slice of the final bit from the 6th position all the way to the 9th position. 9 and end there. Array to string conversion. Array to string conversion. Zero to 2. Is that helpful? I don't think so. Oh, array slice returns an array. We need it to return this, you know what? I'm going back to what I had. It's not perfect. It's actually really terrible. Man. To do. There has got to be a better way. We'll go with this for now. We'll come through and clean up all of our jank code later. But anyway, now this is formatted nicely. We also want to do it here. So let's go ahead and do it there as well. Let's see, this is on the player record, phone. variable user. It's player here. Nice. And is there really anywhere else? Not yet. Because we haven't added any new functionality yet, so like editing a record would be something that would or should trigger an audit log. So if we actually edited these later, that would make sense, but we're good for now. So cool. So yeah, now we've got formatted phone numbers as well, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and lint the project to make sure that we fixed all of those. We did. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, we did fix that. Okay. These are just linting things. We now strip the phone. We call it strip the phone number, and then format the phone number helper function, which we're using in a couple places, which is great. On the dashboard and on the player page. There we go. Format. And that's it. I'm gonna call it there today. That was quite a bit of work. Let's go look at what all was done. So let's look at all these commits today. So we did inline and pop over form errors, form and session errors. Added the audit log. Added the clear ledger button. Added a settings page for admins. Added a player page which can be navigated to from the dashboard by clicking on a player. And added functions to properly format phone numbers on pages. It's quite a bit. Quite a bit. Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. We did quite a bit today, 2.5 hours, give or take. I started a little bit before the stream, but yeah, got a ton done, which is awesome. Well on our way. Next time, pretty much finish by adding the ability to have admins update balances of players, and then the ability for admins to add and remove players and employees, and that's pretty much the MVP. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that'll come down the road, but that's the basic concept of this app. And then obviously styling it, cleaning things up, and things of that nature. So if you like what you see, make sure to subscribe to me. Enjoy some of the other content on my channel.